What's going on, TKO? This is Jay Peso Blue Diamond here with you guys, and I am excited to be on this call with you. Before we get started, man, before we get Noel and Katrina Laporte to bless you guys and give you all the tips and the nuggets you need to take your business to that next level, I just want to remind you guys about a couple things that's going down. First, before I even remind you guys about a few things that's happening. Um, yesterday's Super Saturday in New York City was insane. We had a lot of fun. There was a lot of game that was given. There was a lot of new people in the building. It was a lot of incredible energy. Troy Brown, Eddie Head, Josh Valentine. I mean, these guys brought the fire, and I am so honored to be, just working with these guys in the trenches with these guys. We're literally at the right place at the right time. I've been saying this for a long time: right place, right time, right company, right industry, right generation. There's nothing like what we have today. And hearing the excitement of everybody that was in that room yesterday was just it was giving me goosebumps to hear the people excited about certain products and where we are going. And just went in the Q&A section. I remember there was just a few people that was just talking about like hair products, and some people talking about any kind of like nutrition or whatever the case may be. I love what we have, because in my previous deal, man, I've never we never had the chance to help anybody in any other way but just travel, which is incredible. But to hear people fall in love with the products that we have is next level. And to see people passionate about these products is just a blessing. I take all of the nutrition. I love everything about the nutrition. I'm falling more and more in love with recovery. If you haven't had the chance to try the recovery or buy the recovery, make sure you get your hands on recovery. I am falling more in love with the recovery. The greens and the protein, I love it. The boosters, I go to sleep every single night. I take most of the time I take like 6 boosters. Last night was 6 boosters after some drinks with Eddie and Troy Brown at the W and at dinner. I definitely had to pop like 6 boosters last night. Man, the products are amazing. But again, one of my favorite product, energy is something that I have on subscribe and save. I have 3 packs of energy coming in every 4 weeks. I run through my energy like never before. So if you do have a product that you like, make sure you put that product on subscribe and save, simply because you're going to save more money when you have it on subscribe and save. And then also you don't have to continue to think of it and go back into your website and order it, and you'll always have it coming. You'll never run out of the product. Energy is one of those products that if I don't have it, I'm going to be in a bad mood. I need my energy. And I know there's a lot of people out there that feels the same exact way. Life by Secret is the way to go. So make sure whatever products are you using the most, put it on your subscribe and save so you can get the best deals and the best perks when it comes down to that. So with that being said, congratulations and welcome. Congratulations to everybody that made it to the training yesterday. We will start to have more live events out in New York, and I mean just all over the place. We're going to start doing more live events because that's where the money is at, man. I love the live events. We are working on another big shot meeting, so let's make sure we double, triple, quadruple the numbers that we did yesterday. Another thing, we have Elevate coming up. Elevate, if you guys don't know anything about what Elevate is, it is one of our biggest conventions. This is going to be next level. This is April 29th to May 1st. If you want to win, if you want to succeed, you want to be at these events, trust me, you don't want to miss it. I've never missed an event in my 10 years of building network marketing. I've never missed an event, man. And I don't know where I'd be today if I would have missed that first event, right? If I didn't go to that first event. So Elevate, April 29th to May 1st. It is going to be in Houston, Texas. All right, Houston, Texas. So lock that in, put that in your calendar. Now, let's get the party started. Let's start with Trina first, because I've known Trina before network marketing. I actually used to train. I trained Trina a couple times in the boxing gym. Years ago. She was, someone that I've seen always a strong woman, always a hustler. She was always grinding, always had a good head on her shoulders. And then, I haven't seen them in a long time. And then, boom. She ends up signing up with JAON, and I end up getting to meet her husband, Noel Laporte, somebody that I've grown so much respect for, somebody that I've seen literally just make a huge transition in his life. He changed his life for the better. This man's coming from a tough background. He was incarcerated for about 3 years, and when and I don't want to take his story, but he was locked up. He came home. He went back to the streets. He was always a grind. He was always a hustler, and then he seen the industry of network marketing and literally burnt the bridge. You know what that means? Burnt the bridge. Burnt the bridge means he made a decision to change his life for the better, and now he is a Ruby here at Secret. He is rocking and rolling. He is on fire. They are both on fire. They just made the board. They are now on the board of personals being put into the business right now. So I believe the number one, the person that actually wins this contest will win about $10,000, and they just made the board along with some of their teammates, with one of their teammates as well, which I'm pretty sure they'll talk about. So with that being said, congratulations to everything that Katrina and Noel has been doing so far, and these guys are just getting warmed up. So I'm passing the torch now to Katrina and Noel Laporte. What up, Noel?
Well, I'll let Trina start. We over here twinning today, playbook style, baby. Yeah, we still in that mood. But again, my name is Noel Laporte and
Katrina Laporte. Everyone calls me Trina.
So I'll let guys, again, most of you guys may know our story. Some of you guys are brand new. So welcome to the call. And even before that, Jay, thank you. We appreciate you as always. Your leadership is incredible. Thank you for always staying true. Thank you for always leading from the front. Mm-hmm. Thank you for always having our best interests at heart, brother, at the end of the day. So yes, we appreciate you. We love you. And thank you for having us on this call. It doesn't go unnoticed. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I'll let Trina get into it. She'll tell you her story and how we came up upon this industry seven and a half years ago now. So,
so I mean, look, to jump right into it, for those that do not know, I was being the curious cat that I am. I seen one of, we're going to call it curious now, right?
Yeah, that's what it is.
We used to call it nosy, but I seen one of my great friends, JAON, completely transform his life. And I was at a point in my life that I was just questioning everything under the sun. Why? Because I was doing everything under the sun. I was working full time as an office manager in the admin in the medical field. I was running 2 surgical practices out in Long Island. I was going to school full time, taking up business management. I had just launched my catering company. I'm a mother and a wife, 2 jobs on their own, like I like to tell everyone. And I was commuting between every single borough on a consistent daily basis. And now it seems like a whole mouthful saying, and to be quite frank, at the time, I didn't think it was a lot, because I was always taught and I always heard, if you want more, you do more. You get what I'm saying? So I felt like I was doing more, but what I understood was that I was riding the wrong vehicle. See, had I consistently did what I was doing for 5 years, asked me the next year what I was going to be doing, I probably would have told you. I probably would have told you what menu I was ordering from, and who knows. So when I'm doing everything under the sun and I see one of my great friends now stop chilling on the block, stop taking pictures on the stoop. He's no longer in the clubs like how we used to do club promoting. He's now smiling in pictures, and now he's out with Jay traveling to different places, and now he's pulling out a BMW. I'm like, whoa, hold up. Well, what is going on? And it wasn't about the materialistic things. It wasn't about the BMW, because at the time we had our Benz, but it was the fact that I know the conversations that we had prior. See, we've done shared dreams before. So to everyone else, it could have simply been a BMW. But for me, it was like, wow, you just checked something off your bucket list. And I would bug Noel all the time. Like, look, I don't know what he's doing, but we got to know. And, my husband being the man that he is, the head of his household, he's not trying to hear none of that, but I will always be persistent. I would tell him, like, listen, if you and Jay was to meet, you guys would be best friends. And literally, he's stolen my best friend, you guys have witnessed it. But no, honestly, we got started like in April of 2014. We had plans to leave, for me to leave my job and fire my boss in December. And we actually took the leap of faith and left my job in 5 months into this industry. To go ahead and say, like, honestly, I invited ourselves over to Jay's house at 12 midnight, right after the gym, ironically. And he knew what was up. He knew I was going to ask him. I went with the intent of, listen, I'm going to be doing my birthday at a club. I haven't done it in a while. Noel spending X, Y, and Z. Yeah. Cupcakes, sparkles. Yeah. But what is this thing that you
before
do?
the sparkles? I don't think I was doing sparkles.
They had the little sparkling things. I didn't care for it. I wanted to know what he was doing. And he knew because he had the laptop ready to go. See, one thing that Jay did and what everyone needs to take key is that he followed the system. See, he could have easily told Noel every single time that he bumped into him, listen, Trina knows what it is, that wants to know what you want to do, what you got going on. And he could have easily said, and he didn't.
I would say, I seen Jay, and you can continue from there. I seen Jay a few times. Now, mind you guys, I did not know Jay. I didn't know Jay. I knew of Jay. I knew he was a party promoter. I know Marco. We all know Marco, AON. Yes. Marco I've known for almost 20 years now. And but I always heard great things about Jay. So it wasn't like, but I just didn't know him. So when I did see him in the clubs after Trina was telling me about what is it, we didn't know what it was yet. So I tell him like, look, Trina wants to know what y'all got going on, man. What's up? Like, You're like, look, well, I can't explain it here. You know what I mean? I'll let you know. Let's exchange. Let's talk later. Couple weeks passed, seen him again. Yo, listen, like, I'm trying to know what's up. But again, he stuck to his guns. And of course, that wasn't the right place to have that conversation. And we ended up there after the gym at 12 midnight. And that's how we ran across it.
We've seen the presentation and everything's been history, you know. We cleared 6 figures within this industry, but most importantly, it was the transformation that we was able to experience. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and now, let Noel talk about it more, because the transformation as to understanding is one thing to have a vision for yourself, but it's another to have one for, your significant other. And we had just recently read something about environment is very important. Like the people that you keep close to you is very important. And, I had that vision into understanding that my husband was much more than the streets. He was just an intelligent man. It's just by the end of the day, when you got to provide, and to understand that the transformation that he had started off with just me being curious and then me just going ahead and believing in himself. It just stepped into place and he was able to go ahead and step into the man that he is today by going ahead and having a combination of that. So Dave, you could go off on the rest of that.
Yeah, no. So thank you. But again, we seen this for the first time. And when we did see it, like she said, Trina was doing her thing. She had her own business. She had the right mindset. And we wanted to get into something else. We were trying to get into something else. And I know a lot of you guys, obviously, you may follow me on Instagram, and the name is Rich Food Thinking. And the funniest thing about that whole story and how we came up with the name, and see, I wanted to get off the streets. So for those of you guys that do not know, I mean, I'm 34 years old now. I'll be 35 next month. And when we seen the information, we were 27. But up until 27 years old, I didn't have a job. It wasn't work for anybody or nothing, because at a very young age, I made a decision that I wanted to be successful. Like Jay said about the boxing world, my father, he's one of the best in the world when it comes to boxing. He's in the Boxing Hall of Fame. He was a WBC champ of the world, 2-time champion, and he fought all the greats. And growing up around that, I always knew that there was champion in our blood. I always knew we was going to be successful. I always seen the big parties. I seen the cars. I seen the money. I seen Mike Tyson in my house. I seen Don King in my house. If I was old enough to get at Don King when he was robbing my father, it would have been an issue. But the thing is, because he's a crook. But I seen those things at a young age. And of course, my mother and my father, they divorced by the time I was about 5, maybe 6 years old. I'm the youngest of 2 brothers from my mom's side, but I got 9 brothers in total. But again, I just knew that there was going to be greatness within us. Boxing wasn't for me. I didn't have the discipline that I have now. I wish that I did, because I know I would have been great if I had that discipline to run at 4 a.m. like Peso, my brother and them was doing. But again, it was embedded in me from a young age. And now I know there's a lot of you guys that are on this call, and you may have had dreams, and you still do have dreams, and crazy ones that you thought of when you were young, and have goals, and understand that it's going to happen, right? You have to just be prepared that when it actually comes, you see, we think that a blessing comes in the nice little box it's supposed to, like this,
with a bow on top.
But with a bow and all that stuff. But at times it comes in a different form. It comes in a different shape. It comes in a different vision. You see, but you can use that as a stepping stone to get to where you want anyway, right? So I thought it was going to be the streets for me. My brother was going pro. My brother was the 3-time Golden Glove champion, but now he's done a total of about 13 years in and out of prison. He just came out last month again. Yeah. You know, and growing up though, I always felt like he was going to be that one who made it. So I used to tell him, listen, you go make a lot of money. I'm gonna go do my thing here. And if I ever need a lawyer, you got the bail money. Go get me Johnny Cochran, right? Before Cochran passed away. But that was my mindset at that age. And I wasn't stupid. I just had I just knew that I wanted more, right? So by the time I was 18 years old, I was incarcerated now for the 3rd time on my 3rd felony. So that was just like, I ended up doing 3.5 years in prison. I came home, and when I came home, that day that I came home, I went right back to the streets to do the same exact thing. What's crazy is that I was excited to come home to see my brother again, because we were in jail at the same time. We were actually up north in the same jail before, you know, so imagine, right? Like just now being in the same prisons together and all. So that was the environment that we were in. Mm-hmm. And I was excited to come home because I thought I was coming to see my brother. We're only 1.5 years apart. So that was my twin, my right hand. And I'm coming home get off on the train. I got my like up north bag, if you guys understand what that's like. No, and don't. Probably don't, but when you know you got a brown bag and you're coming from up north from prison, you can tell somebody just came from jail. No. Anyway, I was back in my old neighborhood, and I'm walking home, and I see a good friend of mine say, "Oh, snap, you came home?" I said, "Yeah, man." And he was like, "I was just with your mom seeing your brother in Rikers last week." I was like, "What? What you mean last week?" He was like, "Oh, you didn't." I just got goosebumps right now because of it. I didn't know. My mom didn't tell me that he was back in jail because she didn't want me to lose more good time, because I was already losing time and getting in trouble and going to the box. So that probably would have put me in the wrong mindset. So I already came home to bad news. I already came home to just these situations. So my decision to go back to the streets was automatic. Fast forward. I mean, I met Trina. We got married a year after. I met Trina a year after I came home.
The best thing ever.
Yeah, because again, it slowed me down. You see, the thing that's so cool about, you know, having the right woman by your side, or even the right man or whatnot. But I'll tell you, from my point of view, what it did for me was allow me to sit back, analyze, and make more strategic moves. Mm-hmm. You see, and the both of us together actually got better doing that. All that other stuff. You know what I mean? But what I didn't know is that it was a person that I could trust through thick and thin. It was like through anything, I know that she had my back, you know? So it was just at one point, it was just me and her against everything. Right. And that was always the mindset. And moving forward, I'll skip to basically now when we seen this information, right?
Well, what I would say is this, that, you know, we share our story, one, to be relatable. Right. So that you can understand that it's probably someone, you probably not have the same exact story as us, but probably someone in your family does. And 2, sometimes you have to just be focused in the end in mind and not too much on how you get there. Because see, had we been so focused as to how we was going to get to the end in mind, we would have still been stuck doing the same old things that we did before. You know, so I just want to reiterate, you know, you have to make the decision to understand that you made a commitment to your decision, which is the end in mind, but you got to be flexible and have the agility to go ahead and adapt to how you have to go ahead and get there, you know? So,
yeah, so for sure. And then we, like, before we seen the presentation and got signed up into this in 2014, we started a clothing line in 2012. That's how the name Rich Food Thinking came. And we was like, you know what, let's start a clothing line. And that was going to be something that was going to get us off the streets eventually. See, the thing was, I didn't have a passion in clothes or that line. I was just looking to figure it out. And then when we seen this, I was just like, wow, this directed us right on the path, you know. And then the name Rich Food Thinking, and then there's the book, one of the, like, the Bible of network mark or this personal development is Think and Grow Rich. So everything just started to align together, and I knew that this was perfect for us. And then when we seen it, we said yes right away. My first month, we ended up at our first national event. So like Trina said, we're telling you guys this story to understand that, one, like, if somebody like myself can just cold turkey, like Peso said earlier, walk away from the streets, never look back, it can happen for anybody, because I was making a lot of money. It wasn't the money thing that was like, oh, I need to make money. No. You know what I mean? When she showed me we had 2 cars at the time. Money was coming in without doing much. Residual in a sense, right? But the thing was, we needed something different. And when we went to that training event, guys, like, we have an Elevate coming up. Elevate was the training that we went to 7 years ago. It just had a different name. It was in April. That was the event. And that event literally changed our life because I looked at Trina, I looked at Jay and said, I'm never going back to the streets again because what we have here is special. Mm-hmm. And you guys, what you have to understand is this, what you have is special. Yeah. You don't need anybody else to tell you that. You need to know that and understand that. When we first got started with this, we wrote big goals. Guys, write big goals down, crazy goals. Yeah. You know, like
I wish I would have wrote bigger goals a lot faster.
But even we wrote down, and I still got the sticky pads and the rest of our stuff that we were going to make $1 million in our first year. Jay, we thought we was going to make $1 million in our first year, right? We wrote it down because in our head, everybody was going to say yes to this. Mm-hmm. Now, I want you to really get this here. In my head, in our head, when we first seen this industry, for those of you guys that have been around for some time, what we had, we thought everybody was going to say yes. Now, what do we have today, y'all? Mm-hmm. What we have today is way better than we've ever thought it ever can be. And we're not even done yet. We're just getting started with Club Secret, right? Mm-hmm. You understand? So, but that was still the mindset that we had. We had goals. We had a vision. We understood it was going to take time. It was going to take sacrifice. It was going to take change of environment, right? And that was very important for us. And guys, you got to really understand and know this is that the environment where you're in, if you're there long enough, you're going to end up adapting to it, right?
No matter so how strong you think you are mentally.
Yeah. So are you adapting to the environment or are you changing the environment, right? Like, what is it really going to be? If you sit on the sofa long enough, guess what's going to happen? You're going to turn on the TV, right? Mm-hmm. If you stay in the gym long enough, guess what happens? You're going to end up working out. There goes the saying that what? If you're in this barbershop long enough, you'll end up getting a cut.
Basically, right? If you talk about power too much, you're giving away your power.
What's wrong with power? Anyway, she doesn't like that show. It's the old show. But anyway, but the thing is, guys, understand this. It's like really look at what you have right now today. You understand? And understand that right now is the time that you want to take action. This is not nothing to play with. We have something literally that's not only changing our lives, but so many people to come. Club Secret itself is going to be around for a very, 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 very long time, guys. When you think of the Amways of the industry, I know right now that Secret will be that of the industry, but better. You understand that? We will do more and we will help more people. You guys got to realize that. So, I mean, now what we've been doing, that's just the story. That's just, understanding where we came from and having an open mind to see the information. But you guys got to show everybody that you know. It doesn't matter what they say. Our only job is to do what? Show the person that is in your phone book. Show the person that is on your Instagram, on your Facebook. If you're connected with them, your job only is to share with them. Okay? Now, how fast you go, that's all up to you. That's all up to how big your goals are, right? So now transitioning into when we transition here with Secret and the products, I remember having the conversations with Jay. I remember when, we went to that first meeting in Dallas when we got the call to come to Dallas sporadically for a leadership meeting. Nobody knew what to think. Is it good? Is it bad? I felt positive about the whole thing. I even read a passage in a story in the Bible that I shared with Jay one time, and it showed me, and I got goosebumps from it because I didn't know what we were going to see. But on the plane, I'm reading the Bible, and I've read a passage about, I don't want to get into the passage. I'll share with some of you guys if you want to know, but the thing was so crazy because it was exactly what we were going through. Mm-hmm. Exactly to the T, the whole transition. It was like God again said, hey, here, you're going to the right place. You're in the right position, right? Mm-hmm. Like you're doing the right thing. You're going in the right direction. You see? And I think we know those, though we feel that at those times. You just got to know when to act upon it. And the transition, how it was for you when we transitioned over?
I mean, I'll tell you this, like I was already a person because of catering, I always to get creative with different recipes, but most importantly, clean, like to transition a dirty plate into a clean one. So our cabinets was always something that you'll find either organic or, cleaner versions to stuff. So I was already the person that was reading the ingredients list. Let's just say that. Mm-hmm. I was reading the ingredients list. I would tell Noel, like, look at this, like the marketing on the front says this, but look at the back. And it's crazy because not too many people are conscious of that. So of course, being the researcher that I am, like, if you want to find out anything, trust me, I'll find it out. But I I was already looking into the products and I was reading the ingredients list. I wasn't going ahead and being distracted by the labels. And when I started reading the ingredients list, I was like, wow, like the one that stood out to me was boosters. You know, if you're on a fitness journey, which most are, you know, and you look into Dr. Sebi talks about it and preaches about a body full of alkalinity, you know, as opposed to having an acidic body. So when I seen that we have a product that literally can go ahead and boost it up even higher, I was like, oh, I'm all in. And, you know, for me, I've been a product junkie. Like now Noel knows as to how many products I actually do utilize, you know, when it comes to personal care. But it was something that was smooth because I didn't have to do the homework. You know, we didn't have to do the homework as to the nutrition and the supplements that we had to go ahead and get, because before we would just buy from GNC. You know, and a lot of people think because you're buying it from GNC is good for you. But then when you start comparing and you can't even pronounce the stuff that's on it, you're like, damn, I've been bamboozled this whole time. So for me, I felt good because I understood that, wait, we was able to help people before with getting to places that they never thought that they was able to go to, help single moms be able to take their kids on vacations, help families now take trips together and be like, dag, I can't even remember when was the last time. But now we have products where it takes out the homework for me as into researching, but now we can actually go ahead and help collect testimonies from people from taking and consuming a product from the comfort of their home. So I was excited. And that first Black Friday, I was hella geeked outside. I remember AON, Marco, Noel, and Pesos outside of my mama's house. And I was just like, yeah, guys, I'm at hype. You know, so for me, it was an organic transition because I'm about ecosystem and systems. And I just felt like this was just something that I was already going to do. And now we just found a way to go ahead and monopolize off of it. You know, so that's how the transition was for me coming into this.
And I think this is important. I want you guys to all know this because there's a lot of us here that are brand new. Again, congratulations and welcome, because you guys just walked into the best. Literally, you guys are going to be spoiled moving forward because your first network marketing company, your first MLM, and your first deal is in what we got included today. All right. Yes. So, I mean, it's only up from here. But what I would say is that when we first transition over, and I know that you guys, there's some people here or new teammates that you're going to put on, and they're going to feel that I need to try the products before I sell the products. I need to use the products. I need to see what my people think about the products and all of those things, right? What I want you to understand is this. When we made that move, this was November 2020, right? So around December, the end of November 2020 was when we all transitioned over and we was able to order our products. Mind you, Trina and I, once we made the move over and it was official, we got started with the Have It All pack, the professional pack. So the pack that's $2,000, guess what? It came with $3,500 worth of products. So to me, $2,000 for $3,500 worth of product, to us, that was worth it. It didn't come with a vacation back then, y'all. All right. So now it comes with a trip. Incredible. So that's how we got started. Mind you, when we moved over, there was a lot of us ordering products in the beginning. So the products took a little bit longer to get there because it was a lot of products everybody was ordering, right? So now we're in New York. We lived in Florida at this time already. Our products were arriving in our house in Florida in January, right? So what's so funny is this. We were making sales. We were putting in agents. We were getting new customers. And we went and hit Royale before we even tried our first product. Mind you, that is a key. We hit Royale before we even tried a product, y'all. And you know why we was able to do that? Was this. One, I did my own, we already was at the event. We met Muzafa. We met, the top leaders. We met, we didn't meet Isaac at that time, but we met Muzafa. We met some other leaders. And then knowing that Muzafa knew Matt Morris from 20 years ago, knew Marcus Sutter from 20 years ago, and everything just felt right. It felt genuine. If you guys know Muzafa, Red Diamond, Muzafa Najfi, you understand his heart is so pure. It's genuine. Like his leadership is real. And I felt that from the beginning. And we was talking, I was like, nah, this feels really good. We're in the right place. So my thing was, they were talking about how great the products were, right? The sales, 3 billion in sales talks about how great the products are, right? So if my mentors, our upline, And everything is talking about how great the products are. The proof is in the pudding. Guess what we did? Yep. The products are great. Yep. We don't got to try them yet because they all said the products are incredible. So I believe that they're incredible. So we're going to get to work and we're not going to wait for our products to get there. No. You understand? So guys, you don't look, and you're going to run into that with new people in the organization.
You're probably the person thinking that as well. And you're on the call. Listen, you got to buy into the belief. You already trusted your friend and you enrolled yourself, right? You got started. And it's because you trusted in the person that got you started. You have to borrow their belief until you could go ahead and build your own. Mm-hmm. Keep telling their stories and pointing at them until you get your own. And trust me, Secret has countless of stories. Mm-hmm. Shoot, we already have, not only do we have our nutritional story, we even have our travel story. Yeah. Yeah. So it's about pointing to the next person. You don't have to feel like, oh, I need it so I could be genuine. No, because you never know by you waiting to move your feet, how you're going ahead and stopping someone else from being blessed by this. Understand, this is a blessing. You don't know what anyone's praying for behind closed doors. You don't know what anyone is going through because not everyone is an open book where they're transparent and they're telling all their stories and their life stories online. You get what I'm saying? So you never know, because you're still stuck in your ways as to how you could be holding someone else back. And you would never know that.
So, and on top of that too, it's like, see, I don't have like a weight loss story. You know what I mean? I don't need to lose more weight. So I'm looking to gain and whatnot. But my thing is that we do have a story, and that story came a couple of months later. And to be honest with you guys, because we look to be as transparent as we can be. And the thing is that we went to a leadership event and we were invited to Jefferson Santos' home.
Well, that was for training school.
That was for training school? That one was?
And that was the first training school for Secret.
Okay, but still, it was leaders that were invited to Jefferson's home and with Matt Morris. Dr. Cohn was there as well. And this is like in January, right?
Yeah.
January 2021. So now, was it January? Or
I think it was.
A little bit after that? The end of January. Okay, cool. It was towards the end of January. So we already have gotten our products, right? Yeah. So when we gotten our products, what was funny is this. I see people using the recovery, right? I'm hearing all these stories now. Me personally, I always had neck, shoulder, back, everything was all jacked up. Right? My back. But that's funny. Yeah, so I was hearing these stories and I hear somebody talking about, my mom took it, her wrist don't hurt no more. Within 5 minutes, this person took it. Within a couple of minutes, they felt better. I'm like, I'm taking them. I'm taking them as it says. I don't feel different. So I was honest with the doc. I said, Doc, we pulled him to the side. We was in Jefferson's home. I said, look, we love the products. We know they work. Thank you, first of all, right? Mm-hmm. But Doc, I got to be honest with you. I'm using the recovery and I'm seeing everybody else talk about, oh, I feel better and this and that. And I'm a little jealous. I'm like, I'm not feeling that yet, Doc. Like, what's up? He said, your body may just need to take more. I said, okay. So obviously we look at the back and it says take 2 to 3 times a day. So I was like, okay. So I didn't think to take more, right? Like, it's not Tylenol, but we're so programmed to think you can't take more. He said, look, you got to take more. That's just what it is. Your body is calling for more. At that time, Trina was going through some massive, crazy back pain that she thought was sciatica. Like I was helping her out of bed. I was walking her around. Like she was having this for a couple of weeks, like on the floor, middle of the night, heat patches, like 3 a.m. She's like on the floor, like like it was bad. And I'm like, she's strong. So I'm like, what the hell is going on? You understand? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what is going on? And then what happened is that she ended up telling the doctor about what she was feeling, and his wife, you can tell us quickly that story.
So look, I'll tell you this. Look, I told the doctor, like, completely honest, like, look, I'm going through this. I thought I was going to go to the hospital, have to have an injection. Like, I don't know what's actually going up. And I'm trying to fake the funk right now because of where we at and everyone else. I'm not trying to be the Demi Downer. And she comes back and she hands me some pills. She passed me 13 recoveries and 6 green caps. And I'm gonna be honest, anyone else would have been like, oh my God. But let's be honest, we all been through some peer pressure before. And guess what? We done took it, right? So I went ahead and took it. And the crazy part was that prior to that, she asked me to touch my toes and I couldn't. And I looked at Noel like, you better catch me. And after I took it, she stood back and confidently, like if she was counting down in her head. And she was able to tell me then after, I drank it or whatever. Touch your toes now. Not only was I able to touch my toes, I was able to go ahead and move around, everything. I started crazy. Boiling, crying right there in front of everyone. It could have been embarrassing because it was our first time at our leader's home, right? And as soon as I went ahead and thought that, I automatically thought, wait, hold up. I know my people. I know my mama. As soon as I go back and I tell her how many pills I took, she's going to be like, well, if you have to take so much, does it really work? And I'm going to be honest with you, Doc, like that's what most people are going to go ahead and say. And these were her exact words. Well, she says, do you want to feel like shit longer, or do you want to feel like shit in a short period of time?
Oh, better, faster, yeah.
You know, so she said at one point she was taking a bottle a day. Is she doing that now? No. You know, so guys, we just go ahead and share these stories because the testimonies are there, whether it's ours, whether it's yours, whether it's your uplines, whoever, the stories is there. But the most important part is about going ahead and taking action, you know, because we could have all the testimonies and we could speak until our face turns blue. But if you ain't taking the necessary actions, it just defeats the purpose, you know. So fast forward, I'm going to get straight into like Playbook. Like Playbook was the event for me where I felt like I was completely brand new. You know, I went with the expectation of being selfish, meaning I invested to go ahead and be here. I want to make sure that I'm present. I'm coming to go ahead and grab stuff. Like I'm claiming everything that I need to go ahead and be able to duplicate and help my people be able to duplicate and gain success too is what I'm here for. So Playbook was a switch for me because, see, I understood that starting here, you had to start new. You had to click a reset. And most people aren't willing to do that. For me, myself, you know, my intensity when it comes to building has looked different for Noel. You know, like his path is a bit different than mine. But what has had me so excited is that I started picking up the phone. Mm-hmm. See, it got into the point where I felt like it was almost fiendish as to how I was going ahead and constantly like this. Like I see Noel at the event and he's like at the breaks. In between, he can't stay still. He's like this on his phone. Everyone is like looking at Noel and be like, yeah, we're gonna leave him alone because he's in his corner, he's in his bag. And I didn't get to tap into it fully yet. But then it hit me. I was like, wow, if I keep doing the same things that I did before, I'm not gonna go ahead and get anything different. And yeah, we heard that all before, but quite honestly, it was like a restart. So I understood that, guess what? It's going to take me to take the experience that I gained from before, but apply something different. And what I had to do was apply the intensity. I had to go ahead and show everyone this is it, and I'm putting everything else to the side. So I'm going to be honest. I didn't write a list this time. Not only my green self will go ahead and write a list. I wasn't writing a list. I was going ahead and reaching out to every single body. When I mean to tell you that now I know what it felt like and Noel was able to, you know, because when you come back, you know, that energy that you feel in that room could rub off, you know. So what I started doing, I started reaching out to people. Hey, look, what's up? You know, I need 20 minutes. Hey, guys, if I'm on social media, I was like, no, I refuse to be on social media and not reach out to someone. So it was like, now I was tricking myself. Like, no, I'm not just going to be on social media and just, scroll or anything like that. No, hey, listen, hey, girl, you know, I know we haven't spoken in a few. We need to go ahead and talk. Hey, look, I know you knew the thing that we did before, but guess what? You saw how we went ham on the last time. Imagine how it is going to be now. And to say that even to a certain extent, I almost didn't feel like doing this call to a set degree because I feel like I haven't even fully tapped in, even though I have been tapped in. But what has been tooting my horn is that I've been matching Noel's energy and the numbers that's been plugging into the system. So that's what's been having me go off. But I'm going to let him go ahead and get into like, what have we been doing now and working? And I would just leave you with this. Make sure that you're beating yourself. You know, make sure that you're your worst boss. Make sure that you're fully engaged and you understand exactly why you're doing this and understand what you have. And most importantly, you got to move with urgency. Like if you're about to miss out on something, like that anxiety, you got to bring your anxiety like up to here. But it's a different kind of anxiety because you know what's going to be the end results, you know. So maybe you can jump right into it.
Jay, question. You got any question based on what we've been doing right now or the build? Just go straight into it.
No, yeah, we want to know. We want to know how, you know, what's the numbers looking like for you? How many people you've been hitting up? What you've been saying to get them on a call? To show them the presentation. How you've been closing them? What's the vision that you're giving them?
Yeah, cool. All right. So as you know, Jay, and everybody else, it's it's a different situation, being that if we've been in the industry for some time. Now, again, I know a lot of you here have been in with us for some time now. Some of you guys are brand new. So, but I will talk about a little bit of both. But since we've heard about this announcement a couple of weeks before Playbook, there was a Ruby and Up call. So we heard about what was coming and what was going on. And right away when we heard that, I just knew they did it. You know what I'm saying? They did it already that quick. Guys, we had Club Secret not even for a year yet. Club Secret launched March in Las Vegas. We were all out for the Vegas pool party launch, right? Last March. We haven't even made a year yet. And in January, they gave us this announcement. And I said, they really just did this. You understand? So you guys look at it like this. If you all are brand new or you just got started and you weren't partnered up with us prior, right? Again, borrow our energy, borrow our vision, because we seen what it was like 7, 8 years ago. Jay seen what it was like 10 plus years ago. Matt Morris and those guys seen what it was like 15 years ago, 13 years ago, right? And to know what it was and what we still accomplished with way less, I understood that we're about to go on the biggest run of our lives. So that was the mindset that we had the whole time. So when we got to this training event, to Playbook, and they finally released it, we started making calls. As soon as they released it at the break, it was call after call after call after call. So you guys heard Gooch, you guys heard Franco, you guys heard some of the way that they have been inviting and getting people to say yes as well. Well, what I will tell you is this. I never had a conversation with Gooch, not never, but during and after Playbook, during this run now, I didn't speak to Gooch yet, and I haven't spoke to Franco yet, right? But how funny is it that the same words and verbiage they've been using that you guys heard in the calls, the same type of verbiage, right? I was doing the same thing since Playbook on the lunch breaks, because to me, it just felt like that made sense. Now, how I've been doing it, Jay, what we've been doing, the numbers we've been going through, like I've been tracking, right? So I have this track sheet here, and what I would tell you is this. We're going through one, of course, everybody, but we have some maybe advantage in a sense, but not in a sense, because you guys that are brand new, you guys are way better off than we are. Why? Because nobody knows what you're doing. Mm-hmm. Nobody. But the reason why I only said that is because a lot of people also know what we're doing, and we got to use that for an advantage. See, your people don't know what you do yet. That's an advantage. Our people know what we do yet, but guess what? Some people look at that as a disadvantage. We looked at that as an advantage, right? Mindset, how you looking at glass, half empty, half full. We said that's an advantage, because those people I started to call and make the calls to and say the same things and say, hey, look, listen, Jay. Okay. Or I was just, I don't got to do the role play thing. What I would just say is this. I would call Jay and be like, Jay, real quick, obviously, you know what it is that I did. You know what I've done prior. Right. And I don't know if you do know this, but I'm not in the prior company. We transitioned over. I believe you do know. Right. And they go, yeah, I know. Cool. Now, I don't know if you remember the price that either you paid when you were in prior or when you said no, when you didn't join. Mm-hmm. But if you remember, it was about $400 or so. Correct. If you remember that. And I'm like answering it for them. And they're like, yeah. Right. Or it's mostly on a FaceTime. And they're like, yeah. And then I'm like, cool. And it was about $50 a month or $100 a month, depending what you had, right? And when you did say yes, it was a website that you got, right? Just a website. $400 got you a website. Boom. That's it. But the website was incredible. Because of that website, in 6.5 years, we took over 60 plus vacations because of that website. You understand? We made over 6 figures. We put more than 2,000 people into the system, about 3,000 in total, into the system, selling a $400 website, right? And an app when the app came later. Now, I'm not downplaying it by saying a website, but the thing is, what we had was a search engine, guys. That's what we had that gave them access. Mm-hmm. So as I'm talking to them briefly like that, it's like, we paid $400 for a website that gave us access and thousands in savings. Yes, it made sense. It worked. I have friends that made millions, Jay Peso, right? I have other friends that did the same, selling the same website. See, and then I tell them a little bit and say, we transition into products. And before we had travel, we hit a level where we did 80,000 in sales in 1 month, without travel. Mm-hmm. Jay, today, we have a $400 package, Jay, that comes with $500 in plant-based nutritional products, the same products I've shared with you before, right? $500 worth of products. And not only that, 6 days, 5 night, all-inclusive vacation, a trip valued at $1,500 to $2,000 to $3,000. That is included in the package, and you can take that whenever you want. How crazy is that? So you're like, wait, what? Yeah, exactly. You understand? They're like, how can you do that now? It sounds too good to be true. Exactly. That's how you know we're back to something great again. But when somebody gives you that, it sounds too good to be true answer, you know you're playing with something special because we know that it's true. They're just waiting to find out for themselves why they see us making all this money on all these trips and our club secret sign around the world. So that's what I've been doing. That's what we've been doing with the people that know what we've done, because we showed a lot of people before, teammates that were in before. So we've been showing them that. And now what I would say to you is this: 4 out of the 5 people that we did sign up that bought packs, we got a lot of other people that got in that were club secrets before and they just bought other packages. But the 5 new people, 4 of them didn't see a presentation. 4 of them was verbally. Now, Jay, look, guys, I'm not telling you go start speaking to people verbally. I'm not telling you to do that. Follow what's been working for you already. Follow that system that your leadership is already teaching you, the system that we have here. But what I would say is just this: use just your own judgment in a sense as well. Like, you want to go with your gut in a sense, right?
How about
because
we go over on how we're teaching the new people that got started and how they should be inviting.
Okay, so Jay, look, if it's cool, what we've been doing as well is this, right? Is I've been honestly teaching people this, and I did it with some of my new people and whatnot, and I told them, look, there's a way that we have of inviting that's been working for years, and that is what? The 4-step invite, right? Be in a hurry, clear the date, the message, which is excitement, confirm the date, right? Real quick, we know that invite, right? So now I teach them that, and I say, cool, this is proven to work. It worked all the time. But there's another way that I'm kind of like, we're testing in a sense, being that what we have is so great. Guys, the travel and the product and what you're getting included is so great right now that I think like it can fit in just a little bit. So now again, what I've been saying is this: Trina, if you got Trina, you're getting started. She's signing up, right? And I ask you this: who would you be going on this vacation with anyway? She's like, oh, my sister, my mom, this person, that person, right? Cool, fine, your sister, perfect. Let me ask you this: don't say anything about presentation. Don't say anything about product. Don't say anything about what you just saw.
So what am I supposed to say?
The only thing I need you to say is this: if you called up your sister right now and say, hey, sis, if we can go to Mexico or Dominican Republic for 6 days, 5 nights, or you could eat, or you could drink, or you can eat, or you can drink, right? And we can go and take that trip whenever we want. And it was only $200 a person. You down or you down?
Yeah.
You coming, right? We out? Cool. Now, guess what happens? She gets her first person to commit to the yes already. See, the person already committed to the yes. Like her sister said, what? For that price? Hell yeah, I'm down. How are we doing that? The next step, what Trina needs to say is this: I'll fill you in on the details later. I'll give you a call tonight. So now they're like, okay, bet, give me a call tonight. Right? Now they're waiting because you didn't say presentation. You didn't say, I got great news. You didn't say any of that. I feel like people have heard that invite for years, right? And may have been accustomed to it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying, hey, guys, we're going to switch the pendulum. We're going to change it. No. I'm giving them both invites and saying, look, if you're okay with it, we're in a test trial of this right now. I believe it'll work. What do you think? If you invited your friend or your sister this way or that way, what do you think works for that person? They go, yeah, I think this will work. Cool, so let's try it that way. And if that didn't work, we go back to the original way that we know works. And guess what? Every person they get to say, yeah, fill me in on the details.
How many people have you gone through?
Oh, man. So now it's been, so I have this list. We have this list here. As you guys know, we was able to like print this list out from
I think
Matt Morris, I think, or so. So it's like the 100 go for no, right? The 100 no's in February challenge. So we started to use it from February 1st. That was the first there. And then we went all the way through. So that first week, it was like 20. It's funny because we're at 50 people in these 2 weeks that we able to share the information with. Now, that's from what I counted. Some I may have forgotten or not written down.
Some I didn't write down.
Yeah, so we got 50 people we shared the information with, right? And out of those 50, guess what? 5 signed up. So what? Who cares? Because like we know, you're going to go through the nose. These seeds are planted deeper than we've ever known now. These seeds are planted, guys, because they know right now that we got this package that comes with $400, $500 in product and the vacation. Guess what? We got the winning court. We got game. Mm-hmm. Balls in our court. You're going to call us back. And if you don't, you missed out on the biggest thing in your life. You see what I'm saying? See, before I knew Secret was going to be huge. We knew that, right? But around September, like October, November, like December, those last 3 months of last year, I fell back a little bit. That was for the first time in 7 years. I decided to sit back for a second. Yeah, we hit Ruby in 5 months. We did that as a team. That was huge. Yeah. But around a certain time, we was like, all right, hold on. We're trying to figure this out, like get the system rolling, get it duplicated. And for some reason, it just wasn't clicking the way we needed it to. So I sat back and I said, all right, how am I going to make this work for everybody else? Because it wasn't about us. How am I going to be able to lead the team? How am I going to be able to show them how to get paid? How am I going to be able to keep it simple? I couldn't find that way yet. We couldn't find it. You get what I'm saying? And as soon as they made this announcement in January and this thing came on, we knew what we got right here is the biggest thing out. You know why? You know what inspiring us right now? And then we'll wrap it up from there before talking about Elevate is this. When we got started 7 years ago, we were hearing stories about people that it made it sound like they were like urban legends, like myths, like stories of Mr. Get Paid, Eric Gazbowski, or Jeff Both, and Troy Brown, and all of these guys. And we hearing these crazy stories about how they was putting in massive work. A bunch of people, when we got here, they were already at the top of the company making millions of dollars. So we didn't see their runs. We just heard about their runs, and we never doubted it. No. But we never knew what it looked like because we weren't on their teams or we weren't experiencing it.
We wasn't there with them.
Those same individuals, those same people are the ones right now that are in that top 10. The ones right now, the same ones that were winning and blacking out back then that we heard the stories of, we're witnessing right now in the beginning because they're starting off like we're starting off. It's the beginning for them and it's the beginning for us. There's nothing that tells me that I won't be the number one income earner in Secret. There's nothing that tells me that today because we have the vehicle, we have the products, we have the system, and what we just launched. There's nothing that says that. And if you go with that same urgency, that same fire, that same excitement, and know that you're not going to let this slip by you, guys, this is the year of a life. This is the run of a lifetime. This year, you don't want to waste it. If those guys are still putting in work like they did before, and they're in this thing 12, 13, 14 years later, you think I'm going to let them outwork me again? No. Guys, we can't let that happen. This will be our company. We will be the front runners of this company. When they do at the View from the Edge again in October at that training event, and they put the top 20 income earners up there, we will be up there. You guys need to be up there too. Everybody that's on this call, with us leading the way, but you guys doing the same, right? We don't know what can happen here. You can pass anybody. So that's the mindset you have to have. But in order to do that, you got to understand the playbook. And what is the playbook? Showing every single day, working on yourself every single day, the compound effect every single day. That's what you got to look into. That's what you got to work on. Don't care about the no's. The no's at this point, when somebody tells you no today, you're like, what? Are you crazy? Oh, you're tripping. I'm going to show you. That's how you got to feel. And the playbook is what? Every day until Elevate. Every day until Elevate. And then it's Elevate to boot camp, training to training. Get your ticket. Make sure you're there. Pack out an Airbnb. Get everybody to this training like you freaking lost your mind. Like I'm so fired up at this point. Like every single day I'm showing. Every single day I'm on my phone. Every single day I'm inviting. When I wake up at 8 in the morning and I grab my phone, 10 messages went out. No bullshit. This is all the time. As soon as I grab my phone, I'm still getting the crust out of my eye. What I'm doing, message. I'm in the shower, message, all day long. From Instagram to Telegram to Messenger. You know when people pop up on Telegram and say, Jay just joined Telegram, guess what? Welcome to Telegram. Jay, what's up? What you up to? Boom, we need to talk. I'm on everything and everybody. You guys need to do that because the market share, it's got smaller than it's ever gotten right now because what we got is so freaking good. I wish I would have said the other word. Get the Elevate, y'all, because we're fired up and this is the time. This is the time. It's just no bullshit.
Woo! Look, that's what I was waiting for right there because we all know that's what it takes to win. Everything everything you said, you guys' stories are, I mean, I know your story hands on. Like I've seen it from the beginning to where it's at today. And I tell you guys right now, what it takes to win is everything that Noel and Trina is doing. I mean, really day in and day out, hitting everybody up, texting everybody. The numbers, 50 people that they showed, 60 people that they showed already. Those are all seeds planted, and it will come back. These are the numbers that people need to be doing within 2 weeks or so. These are the numbers that I've spoken about years ago when I had a leadership meeting, and I asked everybody, what was the numbers that you showed in the first 2 weeks? What was the numbers that you showed in the first 2 weeks? And it was anywhere between 60 and 70, 50, 60, 70, 50, 60, 70, 50, 60, 70. And that is it. You want to change your life financially, you got to run through the numbers. Don't worry about the hows. The hows don't matter. It's all about why. Why are you pushing? You know what I mean? The why is always going to figure out. You're always going to figure out the how through the why, right? So with that being said, tomorrow is our last day to cycle up. Tomorrow is the last day to cycle up. We got today, and then we got tomorrow. So a little less than 24 hours. I don't know, a little more than 24 hours to cycle as many times as we can to close out the week on a strong tip. So Club Secret is the way. Let's go. Let's get it. Every week, Wednesday and Sunday, we will be putting together more calls. Let's get it, guys. I'm excited to be here. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Trina. Thank you, Noel, for just being so passionate and just putting your heart on the line for us. Let's get it.